What's up, guys?
Hello.
Welcome back. Episode 18. We missed last week. That was my fault because I had so much going on.
Things to do.
My schools are about to, those who know that I do schools. And last week I had schools every single day, every single morning, because schools here in Jersey are coming to an end.
Mm-hmm.
So all their last full days, last full lunch days, we're on different days. Like this week is a little hectic too, but not as bad as last week.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just too much. I had so much going on last week and I didn't even have the time to record. So, but we're back.
Here we are.
I know a lot of people messaged me on TikTok asking if we had an episode coming out and stuff like that. So appreciate you guys. I'm almost at I'm at 46K, so we're about to get to 50K.
50 gonna be around the corner real soon.
50. Wait a minute. Challenge to all my TikTok.
Go ahead,
people.
friend.
I'm turning 50 on Sunday. So you guys got to get me to
50 by Sunday.
By Sunday, because I'm going to celebrate 50 and I'm going to celebrate 50K. So challenge is on to all my followers. Share my page so you guys can get me to 50K. So that is the challenge for my followers.
I have a feeling you're going to be there before Sunday.
I hope so. Come on, guys. Give me
50 before 50.
50 before 50. Give me like my birthday gift. So 50K by Sunday when I turn 50.
Midnight.
Woo, 50.
50, right? 50.
Let me tell you something. Each milestone, like 30, 40, and now 50,
Mm-hmm.
I get really weird about my birthday.
But is it more because of you becoming a 50, or is it because of other personal issues with 50?
50 is definitely hitting different because it's like no more 40.
But that's like 20-something, 30-something.
30 affected me tremendously because I always... All right, so like, you know when you're young and you hear 30?
You feel
think
old.
30 is like old, right?
Right.
So I just thought I would be in a different stage of my life by 30.
Everybody.
And to be honest with you, like, I wasn't in a bad stage of my life. I just wasn't where I thought
you
I was
wanted
going
to be.
Like, I already was married. I already had 2 kids. But I didn't own a home. I actually was renting the home that I own now.
Ain't that something?
I didn't own a home. I didn't own anything. Mm-hmm. And I just I didn't really have like the career that I thought I was going to have because I went to school, I finished, but then I ended up staying at the pizzeria. And then it was like literally 2005, which was, I was 31. Mm-hmm. I bought the pizzeria. I bought the house.
Look at that.
Another house. And it was like, wow, in like 1 year.
How things changed
so
drastically.
Many things changed. So 40 was a little bit different too. Like 40, I kind of felt like I had a lot of stuff still going on personally. And I didn't really have much time to think that I was 40 because it's just like life was life.
Yeah, just nonstop.
And then
no pauses.
What changed for me for 40 is my kid's dad died. When I turned 40. I turned 40.
Oh, you were 40 when you passed?
Yeah, like literally July, August, like 5 months later, he passed. And he was talking mad crap to me. But like jokingly, like, oh, you're 40 already. You're 40
because he was a year younger than you, right?
Younger than me. So I was like, so what? I still look better than you. Like, whatever. You know, we used to like joke.
Go back and forth. Yeah.
And then it's like once he passed, like reality kind of set in, like, all right, I can't play. Like, there is no more playing. Not that I was playing.
I was say you wasn't playing before.
I wasn't playing before, but like there was a lot of stuff that I wasn't handling nor taking care of.
Yeah.
And it's like that made me wake up and be like, all right, nah.
I understand.
I need to take care of stuff and I need to get myself settled. And I did. It took me about another 3 years to literally settle everything. And now it's like 50. And it's like there are certain things that are repeating themselves. And it's like, I'm wondering like why, what is going on? But then it's like at the same time, I understand like
the why.
Yeah. So 50's hitting a little different. I don't know if it's so much the age. I think it is too, like saying 50, because like 50 when you're a kid, like 50 just seems like old.
And it's not. It's, as you get closer to the age, you'll realize, like, you know. But I thought maybe it was because of another personal thing in your life.
Yeah, and then
the
it's
age
like my
of 50.
brother passed away at 50. He was 50 and like almost 51, but he was 50.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother was like the type of person that always mega celebrated his birthday.
Oh, yeah?
He was like a kid when it came to his birthday.
Get out.
Like he had his own birthday parties. He made sure.
Stop.
Yeah, like got his own cake. Like
he had to make sure he was
like
coming through.
And the crazy part is 50. He didn't celebrate like that.
He didn't?
No. And my mom kept saying like, "This is big. Like, why don't you want to?"
Yeah, it's
like,
a milestone.
"No, I'm just gonna have a little party at home." But my mom was like, why aren't you doing something big? Because he was in like bodybuilding competition, so he wasn't really eating and stuff. But that was like the one birthday to me, like that was a milestone. Like, you're not celebrating, you celebrate every other one, but like now you ain't celebrating 50. So that kind of was weird. And then he literally passed away. He didn't make it to 51. So 50 is a little emotional for me.
Understood. Rightfully so.
It's like 43. My dad passed, but like I did 43. Came in when I didn't really think about it. But 50, I guess because it was my sibling.
Yeah.
And 50's hitting a little different. But I'm going to make sure, like, I don't want to party or anything, but we're going away. Like, I want to make sure, like, I am celebrating.
Right. And being celebrated.
Celebrating, like,
life.
I made it.
Life. Like, seriously. And you know what's crazy? Because I look at how you guys celebrate, and you guys, like, do it big for birthdays. Like, birthdays are, like, big in your family.
Yeah.
And
the thing with us, and I don't know if it's an Italian thing, I think it's part of being an Italian thing. Like, things like celebrate, like baptisms and communions.
Well, yeah, that.
And sweet 16s and birthdays and weddings. They're like a party. And it's like, if you don't have a party, it's like, what's wrong? Like, why are you not celebrating?
And I'm the total opposite. And I feel like so weird. Like, I admire it. Like, when people have birthdays and how they celebrate and stuff like that. I'm like, that's awesome. But I would be overwhelmed even trying to think of something for my birthday. I'll think of something like, she was laughing the other week when I said I wanted, floating candles and a nice floral arrangement, for dinner and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, my thoughts and ideas get shut down.
But see, like, I don't celebrate myself like that. I'll celebrate other people like that. Like,
but you still do something each year for your birthday, vacation, whatever.
It's just, for us, like, we just this past weekend had a graduation party. And, like, I make sure, like, a party is a party. Like, it's got to be a party. If I get crazy overwhelmed, I lose my mind 90% of the time. I'm cursing everyone out. But I'm going to have the party.
At the end of the day, you just got to ignore.
I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it right.
Right.
And that's the one thing. Like, my son's communion was like a wedding. And the crazy part is my son didn't want to go to CCD. Like, and that was like big for us. Like, we had to go to CCD. And he said the only way he's going to get his communion is if we have him a big party. So, like, we had
his
big party. And we had like the cotton candy. Like, we had it out at a very popular catering place.
Oh, okay.
We had like the Zeppeli, like, they were making homemade Zeppelis. They had a cotton candy machine. We had a popcorn. Like,
look, I want to go. I wish I was there.
Everything. Because he said the only way he was doing his communion was if we had a big party.
Bargaining as a kid.
And he had to wear a pink suit.
Why pink, though? I thought white.
No, he ended up wearing a blue suit with a
So
pink
they don't have
shirt.
to wear white like the little girls?
It's white or blue. Or black.
Oh, see, I learned something. You learn something new every day, y'all.
So he had a pink shirt, his pinstripe suit, and the pinstripes were like pink. He matched his dad. He matched his dad. His dad had an Armani suit, so his was an Armani.
Mackin'. That's cute. Yeah, like, and that's the thing. I'm like, when I turned 40, what am I going to do? I'm going to be 39 in August, and I'm just like, maybe go out to eat, maybe get my floating candle and stuff like that.
But you do that for everything.
I do.
It's like, even like I don't know, for us, like, holidays are holidays. Like, you got, like, they have to be celebrated. And like, my mom makes sure, she too will lose her mind doing it, but she'll make sure, like, it's celebrated.
Yeah, she's the matriarch, though.
She'll make sure, like, it's celebrated no matter what it is. And I don't know, like, we just have that mentality. But like, I don't know, I think too, because my brother didn't celebrate his 50th, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna celebrate this
for him, right? Absolutely, as you should. You work hard, why not?
Lord knows
it's been a journey, but you made it. Yeah, and
thank God I'm healthy.
That's what I'm saying. Things
healthy.
that money can't buy. You're well.
Thank God, honestly, at the end of the day, I'm healthy. Because if I look at it, like, Father's Day is a little tough for me because the three main men in my life are all at the same place at the cemetery. And so
that's a big one.
Father's Day is a little tough for me. But when I look at the age group of all of them, they were young.
Yeah, they were. Your father was 43, right?
My dad was 43. His dad was 39. And my brother was 50.
That's young.
It's like, that's young because I already passed 39. I already passed 43. And now I'm
You're about to approach
50.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm blessed because I still get to see, and still God keeping me here.
And getting older is a privilege because there's people there's young people. You hear more about young people passing away than the elderly. And it's like, some of them aren't even sick and just things happen, unforeseen things. And it's just like tragic. So it's like, for real, getting older is definitely a blessing and a privilege.
It's a blessing. And it's like, I'm noticing now, like, I'm a big person, which I believe, like, thoughts create. I think your thoughts create your reality. And I don't know, like, people may believe that, may not believe that, but I'm a true believer of your thoughts definitely create your reality.
Right.
So I've been trying to be mindful the last, like, 2 days of what my thoughts are.
Yeah.
And, like, once you really, really start thinking, like, what your thoughts are, there's more, like, negative thought. Like, you have, like, 70,000 thoughts in your head a day. Like, first of all, you don't even know all of the thoughts that you have, but most of them are not on the most positive note.
Yeah, because our mind automatically goes to
the negative.
And that's the thing when you trying to do a mind shift. That is the hardest thing to do because you're literally reprogramming yourself. Like you're reprogramming a computer. Your brain is like a computer. It's an incubator. It intakes so much information, so many different things. So it's like restart and reset. And how did what is it called? Doing a hard
reset,
right?
Yeah,
it ain't no lie. The reset is hard,
and it's like the last 2 days I really have been trying to, like, monitor my thoughts, and then it's like when I think of them and I'm like,
well, I'm glad somebody is, because
like,
over here, like,
nah, this isn't my reality.
Right.
I'm not accepting this as my reality. And then I'll just have to change my thought pattern. And then, like, at the minute something else, I'll be like, nah, this isn't my reality. I'm not accepting this. Yeah. So I'm trying to be really, really mindful. I'm also starting to realize, like, I don't know, like, certain people, certain energies, and then it's like you're it's like, I don't know, like, I don't have room anymore for certain things. And Absolutely. It's like I'm starting to see that I don't have room for certain things anymore, because it's like I feel like I'm gonna explode at one point.
Yeah, because you feel like it's so many different things from different angles.
Yeah, and it's
like, overwhelming.
Yeah,
I understand.
It's like I don't have room for certain things anymore. And like even the simplest of things, like I don't have room for it.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm keeping things around for whatever reason, and it's like, for what? Like, for what? What am I doing this for? Like, to entertain. I don't even know what, like, it's just like, if you're not serving a purpose and serving
for a
higher
purpose, good.
Like, yeah, like, if you're not bettering me, then you're draining me.
Yeah.
And I'm already drained.
I'm drained as hell, y'all.
So I don't know the last. I don't know. I guess because it's like I said, Father's Day is very hard.
Absolutely,
is not hard where I like can't cope.
It's a reminder,
but it's like kind of a reminder. Like everyone's celebrating their dad, and the last reason of why we used to celebrate isn't even here.
Well, so, just imagine too, and I can understand that, but imagine the people who have existing fathers and still not existing. That's a different thing. Like, you have memories of your father being a provider, being a good dad, being this, being that, and unfortunately God took him home at 43. But just imagine you're having an existing parent and you do not have the memories or this and that. So it could be a mourning and grieving reminder for Father's Day, but it also for some people can be a painful reminder of their reality as well, because
I just think sometimes like when like nothing is final until it's final. Like final to me is death.
Of course.
Like there's still hope, and no matter how like meek it might seem, like there is still hope for change as long as people are breathing. It's once the breath stops, there's zero hope. Like,
there's absolutely.
No more, there's memories, and like that's literally all that you have.
Exactly.
And although memories stay there, they fade as time goes by.
Yeah,
like
harder to remember.
Fade as time goes. And like my dad is literally dead more than he's been alive in my life. Like 35 years.
Wow.
I was 15. Like I never really thought about it until time has passed.
Yeah, milestones and stuff.
But yeah, like Father's Day hits me a little different. And then it's like the day after was my brother's birthday. So it was like,
and I thought it was today.
So sometimes I was just like, dear Lord, like we're going to do back to back.
Yeah, it'd be like that. And that's how I feel like my mother's anniversary date. And then the following week exactly is her birthday.
Whew.
So I get it.
So I guess between the 2 days and then actually then coming up to my own milestone.
Yeah.
And then being busy and then everything going on.
Right.
I really had to start like reflecting.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to realize like there are a lot of negative thoughts that I have to flip and not flip them or just not accept them.
Not entertain them. But that's the hardest though sometimes.
It is.
Because it's literally you versus you.
Your mind like literally creates scenarios
absolutely
that sometimes aren't even true.
And you could literally run off of scenarios because it seems so realistic in your mind that you start feeling a certain way, responding a certain way.
Like our thoughts literally create like our reality, because it's like you're now thinking something and you're putting so much emotion behind it, and it's like you really think that's true,
and you run with it.
So I'm trying to be more mindful, and I want 50 to be different. And I know everybody says that. It's kind of like New Year's, right? Everybody has...
They going to the gym. They're going to eat right. They're going to church. They're getting baptized.
Good intent for New Year's. Like, it's a new year, but it's really not a new... It's just a new day.
A new chapter.
But we have that every day.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, literally every day when we wake up. Like, we wait sometimes... it's like, okay, even say a diet, right? Everybody waits till Monday. But, like, what's wrong with any other day?
Yeah.
Like, just because you messed up 5 days straight, like, what's wrong with the next day? Like, there is
Instead of saying, oh, I'll try next month or I'll try next year.
Putting off, like, we just keep putting off change. And it's because it's hard.
Yeah,
change
it's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable. But it's like, I can't expect stuff to change if I don't change.
And that's the hardest.
And sometimes that means letting go of people. Sometimes that means... seeing people differently. Sometimes that means like changing like your environment. Sometimes it means a lot of different things. But until you actually start changing the inner, you're not going to know how it's going to reflect on the outer.
Word.
And that's just something like I'm trying to be conscientious of as I'm approaching 50. Do I think I'm going to be a whole different person? No, I don't. I don't think that.
No, you just want to make adjustments
overnight. But absolutely. I also want 50 to be a different year. Like I want to go into I'm going into now my 50s.
Right.
So there'll be 51, 52, 53. Mm-hmm. I want it to be different than my 40s and my 30s and my 20s.
Understood.
Like, so I want this to be a new decade of different things like change and different opportunities and different
blessings and doors,
outlooks and different people and different scenarios
Absolutely.
and different everything.
Absolutely.
And unless I do that on my own, I can't wait for someone to like come and save me. So
But how do you do it on your own? Where do you start?
I think my biggest thing is starting to be aware of what my thoughts are. Like I'm literally every single time a thought comes up and I start creating a story, I literally have told myself, no, this isn't existing in my reality. Like I don't want this in my reality.
Return to sender.
Why am I thinking of this? So
Return
like,
to
no,
sender.
not in my reality. And if I have to say that to myself 50 times in a day, because
But there's nothing wrong with that.
things keep popping up in my head and scenarios keep coming, I'm going to do that. And if that should, cause some type of shift, and then the next shift, I'll have to figure it out when I get to that point. But I have to start understanding where these are coming from and how I'm going to shift it. Because if I don't, nothing is going to change.
Right.
Like nothing is going to change. And I can't expect my 50s to be any different than my 40s if I don't initiate the change. And I am the only one who can change things.
Understood.
Like I keep wanting other people to change or to mold or to
but
be,
that's all of us.
or to be who I want
Who
them
you thought
to be,
they could
or
be,
their
or expected
version
to be.
Yeah, like or the version of them to be. I can't do that.
I'm learning that one of my biggest things that was reality to me, I had too many expectations. Like my expectations was my biggest thing, and that was the biggest disappointment for me because I had expectations.
Yeah. And it's like you disappoint yourself with expectations, but it's like you're putting expectations on other people.
Yes.
And
Ooh,
like why are
look,
we
I'm about to
doing
tear
like
up
why am I doing that? Like, and I have to start like I'm asking you to change, but I'm not changing. Like I'm not changing me,
but
and I'm not
what is
changing what
easier
I
said than
need to
done,
change.
too.
So therefore, I'm putting that on you. That's not working. So I had to really understand that this is something, these are things that I've created, and I've created them with whatever thoughts that I've had and whatever beliefs I've had. And the only way that they're going to change is if I start doing this work on myself. And I'm just trying to focus on like literally each time like a negative thought or a scenario
Dismissing
or a
it.
scene, I have to like dismiss it and send it to where it needs to be. And like today too, I woke up, I said, all right, today's going to be a good day. There's a lot of detours today.
But you know what? But that's part of our life though. Like we never have like a straight path.
Like it was, I walked in, the pizzeria was all smoked up because the oven was too high because
do you think the heat because it's so hot?
Nah,
because
the
of the
temperature
weather?
thing was broke, and it just kept going, and it wasn't regulating at a temperature, and it was on fire. The whole place was smoky. We had to open doors, and then I could only do my school pizzas with 2 ovens, and that takes extremely long. And then
life be life in some days.
It was just like, God, I said thank you for today, and today's gonna be a good day.
But it still was a good day.
I said, what happened?
You accomplished it.
And then I was like, you know what? That's it. Like, this is what it is right now. And like, I can't create this scene to go any worse. And that's it. Like, I have
just
to
roll with the punches,
roll
basically.
with it and understand like this is just like a half hour or an hour of the day, and we're gonna get through it the next half hour or so. Yeah, I'm just trying to be more mindful. But I think like June is a little rough for me. Between end of school year, it's a lot of different things that I have to be responsible for.
Right.
And then it's like Father's Day, my brother's birthday, my birthday.
I get it, trust me.
And there's like a lot of things that can take me out mentally.
Yeah.
But and then life
on top of just regular,
But like I'm really starting to believe that life is really what we're making of it. And it's like, if I'm not making of if I'm not making it what I want, then I can't really blame anybody else.
No, it's always a personal and internal thing. But that's the thing. That's, you know, that's the hardest thing, changing yourself and adjusting to you're adjusting to it not being your norm, right, whatever that may be.
And it's like, think about it, like norms change. Like the whole, all right, let's take something basic, your cell phone. Like, I remember not having a cell phone.
Right.
Now it's like you can't live without it.
These kids be having better cell phones than me.
Because it became your norm. Like, because I remember beepers.
Me too. I had a Diva beeper. Oh. I had a Diva beeper.
I had beepers. We had payphones.
Yep.
We had calling cards.
Remember after 9 free?
Yeah, and then we had the cell phones that were actually in the cars.
That looked like house phones.
And then we had those Motorola like
flip phones.
The back battery was so big, and then you just flip it close. Like,
remember the Nokias?
We've had so many
upgrades,
and those literally were just to make phone calls. And then it started with the texting, and
pictures,
then it's like pictures, and then like the the Blackberries. It's like everything has evolved. So this is all change to what we now think is norm.
Is the regular norm? Yeah, it wasn't
20
norm,
years ago.
right?
It wasn't norm.
Never.
No. And it's like now when you see it, these people can't live without their phones.
No, you know what's the funniest? I'm sorry. You know what is the funniest? When she was talking about the cell phones and stuff like that, I remember when my grandmother and grandfather got their first cell phone. Let me tell you, my grandparents are straight from the South country. Like, let me tell you something. They adjusted. Now, these people used to write letters. They have phones. None of that stuff. They were worse than teenagers with their cell phones. And it was like, who's calling you?
My mom. Like, my mom, too. My mom is very, like, attached
but she's
to her
more
phone.
savvy.
Yeah, but...
Like, she has apps and stuff.
It took her a while, but yeah, she's like, she has apps like I don't even know about on her phone. And it's like, let the Wi-Fi go down.
Oh my God. That was like my grandmother. She used to charge her phones until, like, you know how you charge the phone too long and you burn out the battery? And she used to be like, something wrong with this phone. I'm like, you don't have to charge it. It's only as needed. And she used to kill me. And that's when I first had Jordan. And she used to be like, Tyra, let me see that picture that you took of Jordan. Put that on my screen saver. Not screen, scream saver. I'm like, you don't need a cell phone. Sis had a cell phone until she was like 80.
Yeah, but and if you think about it, like, that's now the norm. What was once a norm
wasn't norm.
Like, we were talking about this with my son. Like, and I said, these kids now cannot go out without devices. I said,
that's all they know.
I said, I remember when I had Gabriella, the most she had was like those portable DVD players, and we used to think that was a lot.
Back then, I had a doll.
Well, our day is a little different, but like,
remember Jacks? Remember the game Jacks?
No.
The ball, and you pick up the Jacks?
Oh, like those things that you would throw?
Yeah, it was like Jacks. You pick them up with the little ball. And remember the ball with the paddle?
Yeah.
And all those different things. It was simpler times. And what's the thing, like, you try to match
Rubik's
the color?
Cube. I love that.
Right. That's the stuff. I remember, and I knew that I was a nerd. Remember the Game Boys came out? I used to love Tetris. Remember Tetris?
Yeah, I was in a Tetris fan. I loved Pac-Man.
Me too. I have a little Pac-Man. I keep forgetting it. I got it for the pizzeria. I had it for a while. It's like the old school machine, but it's the little tabletop one.
So if you think about it, like, norms change. Yeah. And what we never thought we would change or accustomed to or mold into, we are now. So why isn't that the same, like, for us in life? Like,
because you know what?
Change is possible.
I feel like in life, somewhere, somehow, because of the journey of life, in certain areas, you settle. In certain areas, you become comfortable. In certain areas, you feel like I don't even know, like, what word to put it, but it's just like, where in my life, like, made me have the choices that I have today. Choose the things, you know what I mean? Because I feel like life is a book. And it's like you have certain chapters, and it's like, what chapter was it? Chapter 6, chapter 19? Like, what forms certain things in our lives that we settle for, or what we tolerate, or what we are afraid to do, or what we're eager to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah, so that's where my head's been lately. I'm like fighting myself sometimes.
What? It's a daily battle, friend.
I'm fighting myself, and then I'm like fighting everybody else. I don't want
because you're frustrated, you know?
It's like I'm frustrated, but I think I'm more frustrated at myself.
Me too. Like, you get frustrated with yourself, and then
more frustrated
you get frustrated
myself.
with the triggers. I'm noticing I get frustrated with the triggers that make me frustrated with myself. But you know what? I want me 2 ice cream sandwiches. I just felt that in my spirit, and I felt like sharing that with y'all. Like, you know how you get the box of ice cream sandwiches? But I take my ice cream sandwiches out so they could really get hard in the freezer. You know how some people just put a whole box?
Yeah.
No, that ain't right. You got to have them hard like a brick. Do you know how good they taste? That just came off my spirit. But you don't eat ice cream sandwiches?
I do, but nothing that like...
Yes. And remember the Nutty Buddies?
I'm not a fan
The King
of those.
Cones,
Yeah.
they call them now,
Uh-huh.
but I used to call them Nutty Buddies.
The drumsticks?
Yes.
I used to love just the bottom part of it because it had the chocolate in the bottom.
Oh, like on the actual cone? No, it was just like that first bite into like the peanuts and the chocolate and the... Let me tell you something. And it was like 50 cents. Now, $4.50 probably.
Sure, for sure.
I remember I used to have $1 and I would have a candy, chips. Now I'm telling my age. Remember those juice boxes?
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. So like what was normal then and what's normal now, they're really 2 different norms. So
yeah, it's different world, different times.
Different world, different times. Therefore, why can't we be different?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Stuck
we
in the
can't
ways.
expect to, if it's a different world and it's different times, but we want to still be the same.
Be the
It ain't
same.
gonna work.
No, it doesn't. Recipe for disaster.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now mentally. So that is pretty much also why I couldn't record last week. I was inundated
have
with
a lot of stuff.
responsibilities, and my head's been all over. So I've kind of just been on recluse like lately.
What is that?
Like when you like come back, like you hibernate a little bit.
Okay, why she gonna say that word first? Like, I'm sick of her with this vocabulary. Like, simple form.
They come at my
simple form. She could have just
So
said hibernate for
I'm
1
trying-
second.
Like I've been that, and that's it. And I'm just really like focusing.
I think you're reflecting.
I think reflecting, but I'm reflecting. Like I've been reflecting, but it's like I'm actually just kind of taking responsibility of where I am.
You're taking accountability.
Yeah, like I can't.
But you can't get in the thoughts of beating yourself up as well.
No, I'm beyond that. Like I'm not beating myself up. Like I'm just responsible now for how this is going to go. And if I keep trying to put this on somebody else or other people or other businesses or situations, and I can't do that. And I've had like things try to really throw me off a lot in the last year or so, and it's just like I feel like everything's coming at me.
Yeah, you feel like that.
But it's like I have to change perspective. Like it's come at me before.
You know what? Eat 2 ice cream sandwiches. It'll make you feel better. I'm telling you.
I've had it all come at me before, and
you
I've
achieved
survived.
it.
So
yeah, you achieved it.
What makes me think that this time is coming at me?
Nothing don't kill me.
It's
could only
not
make
gonna
me stronger.
do the same,
I need you to hurry up now, because I can't wait much longer. Let me tell you something. Did you see that car I sent you that Kanye designed? It's only 3 in the United States. Did you guys see it? That thing looked like it's like this much from the ground. Did you see it? It looks like one of those Lego cars I used to make with the Legos with the front. I bet you somebody gonna buy it. Guarantee you.
Kanye.
He made boots that look like AirPods. Flew off the shelf.
Wow, it's because his name is behind it.
But you know what? I always say Kanye was always intelligent. I love to hear the way that he speaks, because he speaks with such intelligence. Some of it is off the rails, but if you really listen to him, he is very intelligent.
Well, he's definitely innovative. Definitely different.
Absolutely walking around barefoot with a coat on, I would think. He had a bubble jacket on and some dress socks. Where are you going, sir?
Well,
but you know what? That's him. He don't care. That's the level of no F's given I'm trying to achieve in this lifetime. Just don't care.
For real. I think we get too wrapped up in
our own heads.
Our own heads and in our environments.
Yep.
And
Thoughts.
Thoughts
is the
and
main
what people are going to say,
drive.
What they're not going to say, how people are going to handle things, how they're not going to handle things.
Right.
I think we get way too wrapped up.
We overwhelm
in that.
ourselves mentally.
Yeah. We create scenes, scenarios.
Yeah.
And it's not worth it.
Mm-mm.
It is definitely not worth it.
But you know what? We live to fight another day. You live, and that's the thing. You know, I'm realizing everyone is going through something.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be the same thing, but everyone, if you sit down and have a conversation, someone is having some sort of challenge.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
it's like, it's just this time in life. And it's like, I guess it's called growing pains or whatever the case. But one thing that, rest assured, whatever you're going through, you're not the same when you come out of it.
No, for
it's just
sure.
like, Lord, how long I got to be in the oven though? Like, am I on
Right.
450, 350?
Right.
Am I on boil, like broil? Let me know, Jesus. Am I in the slow cooker? Instapot.
Air
Like,
pressure.
sir, just give me an ETA. Send me a text message. For real. Like, I'm going to be good and like, my meat going to be nice and savory. Because, God, like, and the thing is, sometimes you want things and you want to rush things, or you feel like, and you know what? I'm like, Lord, sometimes I want things overnight, microwavable, but it tastes better in the oven.
That's right. You know, we I don't know. I think we create a lot of, like I said, our thoughts definitely are creating
Absolutely.
our reality. And I definitely think that if you don't start like monitoring your thoughts, you don't know what's going on because they're just so much on autopilot.
No, but you know what I'm realizing as well? Like, when I'm overwhelmed mentally, like these past few days, and then also too, you know, like I had a triggering conversation as well. And I think that heightened it to the point where I feel like mentally I'm just shut down. I'm numb. And it's like I would either be impulsive and anxious, or like it's no gray. It's either like black and white. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm now at a point where I'm just so numb. And that's not good.
No, it's definitely not where you want to be. And that's what I'm saying. You have to really start compartmentalizing your life. Mm-hmm. Like, you might not be able to change every part of your life, mm-hmm. but if you change one part, it'll eventually go to another, and then go to another, and go to another. Mm-hmm. And it's got to start somewhere. The thing is, we got to start somewhere. Yeah. If we don't start somewhere, we're never going to get there. It's like, if you never get in the car, you're never going to get to wherever your destination is. So true. If your fear of getting in that car, that you might get into an accident, you might get pulled over, there might be traffic, the car might break down, mm-hmm. you might run out of gas. If you get into that, before you even get into the car, like, you're never going to get to the destination. You're never going to start the ignition where you want to go. Yeah, you'll never turn the ignition. It's because you already have scenarios to why or what can happen. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of whys and there's a lot of whats.
In life, absolutely. In life.
Like, I was inundated at work, like, no help. I was literally working every day, doubles, and I saw no way out. Like, I'll be honest with you. I'm like, there's no one to do these hours. I saw no way out, and I was just like, this is what it is until I find someone else, this and that. Mm-hmm. I had 2 girls leave me at the same time, which I knew they were leaving. And then it's like the weirdest thing happened that I could have, if I had to create the scenario, I would have never been able to create the scenario. Mm. And someone had hours that they could give me. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay, so now I can get some time. Yeah. And then it's like I got another person with the same. And I'm like, wow, look at that.
Look at God.
So it's like we don't know the how, and it's sometimes like I said, we create all these scenarios, and that's the last scenario. Both situations is the last scenario that I would have ever
come up with.
But like, that's how it worked out. And sometimes that's where your faith kicks in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, when your thoughts are creating scenes that aren't even happening, I'm just like, nah. This isn't my
Return
reality.
To sender.
Yeah, this isn't my reality. I'm not accepting this in my reality. And that's it. And I have to just keep reminding myself, like, no, I'm not accepting this in my reality.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're going to see how that works.
It's going to work.
I will update you guys next week. But back to my TikTok followers. You have to get me to 50K.
50 before 50, friend.
Before 50 on Sunday. June 23rd is 50. The deadline. 50K by 50. I'm at 46K right now. So you got to get me to 50.
I have a feeling she's going to get there 50 before 50. I just feel it in my spirit.
I hope so. So it's on
all
you guys.
All you Conrads out there.
All you guys. All
That's
my
what
followers,
we call them, Conrads.
All my followers, share. I know you guys been asking me for more content. I know we got to get on that. It's just been crazy. We've all been really, really crazy. I know you love my videos. I know you love my videos at work. One is almost at 100K views. So
goals, friend.
So keep going. Yeah.
1 million.
A million.
1 million.
Yeah, sorry. We're at 980,000. So
goals.
We got to get to 1 million.
And she will.
And 50K. Come on, guys. You guys got to give me 50K before I reach 50. And much love to all those who already follow. Much love to all those who subscribe to the YouTube channel.
I thought you was going to say prescribe.
Much love to all the comments and everything else. Much love to everyone. And I will see you next week. And I will be 50. Year older and hopefully wiser.
Holla.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
You backers?